Hey, this is Michael again, and this is the second video in a series about troubleshooting object recognition issues. Today we're going to talk about how to deal with hidden elements on a web page. There are a variety of uses for elements on a web page that the human eye cannot see. For example, there may be an automatically generated database key that a website form uses to enter or update data in the database using that key. A human user would not need to see this element, and therefore it may be hidden from view. However, automated testing tools can still interact with that element and extract the data from it if needed. It may be that an element is hidden from view until a certain condition is met on the page. For example, clicking a radio button might make a hidden drop-down element visible. Another common use is a file upload element. Often a website will have a button that you can upload a file with, but the information about the file location and the file name may be stored in a hidden element. I'm going to use this as an example of how Alchemy can help you interact with a hidden element on a web page. We'll use a public website that allows you to convert images to base64 code. It is called base64image, and the URL is www.base64-image.de. This is listed in the video description below. Now, let me throw in a quick disclaimer here that Oracy has no affiliation with this site and is not responsible for any interaction with this website. It is a third-party site, but it has a great example of a hidden file input element for uploading your image file to be converted. The way this upload function works is when you select the or click here button and select a file from the open file dialog, it captures the file path and the file name and enters it into the hidden input element. Since you can't see this element, you would never know it's there, and you would not know how to interact with it using most test automation tools. I'm going to show you how to interact with it using Alchemy. And this will give you a good idea of how to deal with other hidden elements on your web page that you're testing. The tricky part is knowing exactly what type of element and what properties it has in order to identify it. You can often use a browser's developer tools to inspect the source code of the page and help you find hidden elements. If you don't know how to do this, your developers can probably help you. Once you know the type of element you need, you can use Alchemy's inspector tool to find it and add it to your site. Start by either executing your test until the page with the hidden element is active or navigate there manually. Once the page is displayed, switch the Alchemy browser to inspector mode. In the descriptor field, enter the element type that you are looking for. In my case, it's an input element. Then click the search icon. More than one element may be of the same type you are looking for. This is why it's important to know other properties about the element so you can choose the correct one. In this case, I need the input element type to be file. For this element, you can see that the visibility is set to hidden. Down in this area, if the inspector says you need to add a site and a page, try clicking the refresh button. Your site should already be created when you began recording your test, but if you just got to this point, the inspector may need to be refreshed. Select the site and the page that you want your locator to be added to. Select the Add Locator button, and now you can go open your site and you'll see that locator added to the site. If the name of the locator is not descriptive, you can change it without affecting object recognition. At this point, it's a good idea to save your test to make sure that that change doesn't get lost. Now you can use that element in your test. Simply add whatever action you're using. In my case, I'm going to do upload. Add that newly created locator to the action. And then do anything else that you need to do to complete the action properties. Now you should be able to execute your test without any problems, and your test will interact with that hidden locator. So using the inspector, you can find hidden elements, you can add them to your site, and then you can interact with them in your tests. I hope this technique helps you when you're dealing with hidden elements on the websites you're testing.